Also tracking here is Hurricane Ian, which is now the eye of the hurricane is over Cuba. This is going to be tracking its way north coming up here over the next couple of days. And Tampa right now bracing for what could be a direct hit. I want to send it on over to Nicole Valdez, who's live for us right now with Fox Weather in Florida. And Nicole, how are things looking out there right now, and how are the people of Tampa and of Florida in general just bracing for impact?
Brian, good morning. Well, you'll notice things are calm now. Unfortunately, we're not expecting that to last much longer. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody saying not long ago, this is the storm we have all feared. She's talking about the potential of what could be dangerous, if not catastrophic, storm surge all along the Tampa Bay area. We're talking anywhere from 5 to 15 feet of storm surge. It's why we now know there are hundreds of thousands of people under mandatory evacuations across 6 counties in Florida's Gulf Coast. A majority of those people live either right by or maybe too close to the water for officials to feel comfortable allowing them to stay in their homes as Hurricane Ian approaches the west coast of Florida. They are saying that it is now the time to get out, not to wait until we start to see the effects of Hurricane Ian, which we could start to see as early as sometime tomorrow. And unfortunately, that is the challenge here in Florida. People who may have lived in this state for quite some time or may have lived through previous storms may not feel like they need to evacuate, even when they're told that those mandatory evacuations, again, are mandatory. And that's unfortunately what many officials are trying to say they should not do. They should be listening. They should urge them to leave as quickly as possible. And so far, I will say, we've seen evidence that people are responding to that. They're taking action. They're boarding up their homes. They're making lines for sandbags to try to protect their homes. But of course, they're going to the grocery stores. They're getting that water. They're getting batteries, medicine, whatever they'll need to last them maybe 4 or 5 days outside of their home as they start to move inland, whether they're going to stay with family, friends, at a shelter, at a hotel, wherever that may be. They're going to need those things, and really trying to move at least 20 miles or so inland is really the suggestion of officials out here as we continue to monitor where Hurricane Ian will go next. We're waiting for another update here from Governor Ron DeSantis, which should happen in the next half hour or so. Good news again is that we are getting a lot of information. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of National Guardsmen already in place, utility crews here ready to get to work, and hopefully we won't see too much unfortunate damage. Brian.
You know, we were reporting just a little while ago that even though they've seen hurricanes down there in the Tampa area, they haven't taken a direct hit in a very, very long time. So in that city, what is the biggest concern? Is it the storm surge? Is it the wind? Is it all the above?
It's absolutely really focused on that storm surge, Brian. We were actually just having a conversation. The Tampa Electric Company here in the city of Tampa has actually already discussed potentially shutting down power in the area that is now under mandatory evacuation to try to protect the infrastructure from all that water that could come onto shore. If that power is on, it could damage, if not fry, the infrastructure for that grid here. So we're talking that could be an even longer lasting impact. And you've got a lot of really critical resources all along the water where, again, we could start to see a lot of that storm surge and flooding, not just communities like Harbor Island there behind me. You have Tampa General Hospital just to my left. Those are all things that people really want to focus on, knowing that they might be, unfortunately, in the danger zone.
Nicole Valdez in Tampa, Florida with Fox Weather. Thank you so much, Nicole. Safe out there. I hope you brought your rain gear for sure. Let's send it on.